bringing in Mike here. Mike, you're just going to dive right in. I said I'd give you a few minutes, but you know what? You're just going to get thrown in. Your thoughts on this, Mike?
Yeah, my first set of thoughts, Mark, was I'm not sure, for me, hearing this for the first time in a while, that I would send that recording to anybody I know.
Right. Right, because Mike's like I am too. Like that was, like, man, if people.
No, I'm not upset at what Peter or Tom said. I liked what they said. Okay.
Oh, it was what I said.
I didn't like the beginning part of it.
Okay.
The beginning part is you use these names that I don't know.
Okay?
I don't understand how they work together, so it would have been much better if you say, let's talk about team and team management.
Okay.
Okay, and how do you leverage that? Bringing these third parties in that my customers don't know doesn't make any sense.
Right.
So if it was called a team leverage minute or something, it would be much more significant that I would send out. That's valuable. What Tom said and what Peter said were valuable. But it's not valuable in relationship to those people I don't know.
Right.
I don't care about.
Right. So for all of you that, are like me, like Mike and I are the same, very sensitive kind of guys, like two of the most sensitive guys you'll ever meet on the planet. So if you're, don't tell them, send the first 7 minutes to and the 23 minutes of Q&A, send that out to everybody, and then go ahead and say, don't listen to the first 7 minutes for sure. Like, don't do it. Do not listen to the first 7 minutes, because it will harm you. It might do psychological damage. So, Mike, how would we put a better front end on this thing?
Well, I think the whole concept of what you did is good. It's about leverage. Your calls are about leverage. So it should be, what are we going to leverage? So leverage is the subject, who's the audience, and what's the benefit?
Right. So, so Lee's on. She's hosting an amazing event out in Reno. Hopefully you all can participate in that. That one's going to be a tipping point. So how do you go ahead? You don't know Lee. You don't know her Reno market. You don't know that. So how do you go ahead, Mike, and make something relevant to a group of people that you have no idea who they are?
Well, sure, you have to have some idea who they are, Mark, or they wouldn't come to your event. So there's some target in mind.
Well, no, it's just people in Reno. Because maybe they're, like Lee wants to send this out to everybody in her network, and she wants to get her coffee connection to send this out to everybody in their network. So they're not necessarily, some of them are signed up, but most of them are not signed up yet. So how do you go ahead and send that out? What kind of a message do you deliver to people you're not sure who you're delivering it to?
Well, you have to deliver a message about what the benefits of attendance will be and how that deals with pain points or issues in your life.
Huh. Okay. So in the workbook here, in the workbook, there's a short one-page welcome, so I won't read that because you all can read that. And then after that, there's a page where it says, if you are going through the course, what is the primary reason you decided to go through the course? What would you like to accomplish as a result of the course? If you're not going through the course but going through the workbook at the invite of a friend, what is a challenge or problem, really anything, you would like to see greater success in, i.e. to gain leverage with? So, Peter, does this kind of address what you were looking for or not so much?
Yeah, I go through it, and in general, it does.
Okay. And then, so it's that. So it's like, okay, why did you join the course, or why did you listen to somebody who is in the course? Then the next piece is a simple exercise. So what is one of your biggest challenges, problems you are currently facing, and or what would you love help on in any area of your life? And then there's some examples there. So the leverage course is it's trying to help people gain some simple wins, quick wins. Like they don't have to go through all 7 lessons. They can go through the workbook, and within the first 4 pages, they can go ahead and say, hey, I've got something in mind that I'd like to leverage. And then page, 5 is going to be more advanced exercise. Think of a bigger challenge or something you really want, which is a long-term goal. So this is something that's bigger, that's harder. Even the graphics, notice the graphics, like this is a simple idea. And then, the next one is a maze. Like this is going to take a little bit longer. You're going to have to work on it a little bit more. Tom, your thoughts?
No, I think you're. I think the whole process that Mike was saying is to kind of identify who the audience is and why you think the audience is going to be there, even if you don't know them. You've got an idea if they're going to show up, what you want to be able to tell them. So I like it.
So what?
But I would say, Mark, this shouldn't be a marketing piece. So I'm not sure you could use this for getting people to sign up. First, it's a tool that you use as part of a course. So if you're looking for something to market to people that you don't know what will attract them in, then you need to produce a marketing piece, not send a workbook.
Right.
But you can spin it. Mark, can I just say
Yeah,
something?
no, go ahead.
Okay. But Peter, a lot of things today, a lot of the introductory marketing on courses and books and stuff is you give the first chapter away for free.
Right.
So your marketing campaign could be to give the first exercise or part of the first exercise away for free, Mark, okay? And say, if this intrigued you or if you found some success here, then, you may want to attend coming to this workshop or buying the book or getting the book or whatever you want, whatever your second point is.
See, Lee, your thoughts or questions?
I don't really have anything different from what Peter and Tom and Mike have already said. I think that the moving from the simplicity to the complex with the exercises is a great introduction on putting out the concept of what leverage is, and then your audience can determine at that point, do they want to move forward with more information and more exercises or not?
So Tim and Peter and Mike, have you guys all had this question that's just been gnawing at you immensely?
You have to be a bit more specific than that. I have lots of questions that gnaw on me.
I was thinking the number one question of all questions that just been gnawing at you a lot.
Related to the subject or related to life? What's related to what, Mark?
Women. Women. I'm thinking that the three of you are I'm just so curious, why do women love Mark? Why are they attracted to him so much? I don't get it. Where's his charm? Where's his magical powers? And so, he's a wizard with women. It's insane. Were you guys just afraid to ask that question or what?
I don't. Well, now I'm intrigued. Go ahead, let's hear it.
Right? So what you have to do to have women just absolutely drawn to you, you just can't even, it's almost oh my gracious, the magnetism is so powerful, is you got to get into their subconscious and know women better than they know themselves. And so, for example, what Lee meant to say, this is what Lee meant to say at a subconscious level. So what Lee meant to say is, so Mark, I think I heard what, the four of you were talking about, and like, I don't know, like, you guys, the four of you are just absolutely geniuses. Like it's so awesome that Peter's coming out and Tom's, he's working on a knee rehab, and so he's working real hard to see if he can come out. And I think Michael, I think Mike is, he's got to come out. The guy's a genius. Like the four of you guys are just geniuses. So is what you guys are all saying is that I ought to go ahead and just get this out and say, here are the four most amazing men on the planet. They're magical in their ability to connect the dots in ways that I just it's mesmerizing to be. If you just show up at this event, with 3 out of the 4 of these guys, I've been to a lot of events all around the world. I've never seen 4 guys operate like this. They are just absolutely I'm almost speechless when I'm with them and in their presence. That's what she was thinking on a subconscious basis. Interesting, huh?
I don't know. Let's ask Lee if that's what she was thinking.
Mike, it's on a subconscious basis. Obviously, if it's subconscious, they don't know what they're thinking subconsciously. Otherwise, it would be subconscious. So that's the beauty of tapping into somebody's subconscious, is they can't really contradict you.
Yeah, just hang fruit out there and hope nobody eats it.
I'm sorry, but maybe it was on a subtle subconscious, so maybe Lee does know. So I don't know. Go ahead, Lee. Is that what you were thinking on a subconscious basis?
Well, if I dug deep into the subconscious, I think so.
There you go, Mike. See, it's leverage. It's all leverage. It's understanding. And this is improv. This is the year of the wizard. So this is the year of the wizard. So I'm just getting kind of geared up here. But if I had, I wish I'd have a photo of Lee that I could go ahead and bounce up on the screen. And so if I had a photo of Lee, it's wow, all the women would be so drawn, because it's how does Lee take 4 guys and just whip them into a frenzy? I want to be just like Lee. And then all the men that are listening to this and watching are like, my gracious, how do you attract amazing women like Lee? That's what everybody's thinking. It's leverage. It's understanding, leveraging the genders, male, female, all of those type of things. And so when somebody listens to this, they're going to be curious about Tom. I was talking to somebody last week, and they're like, man, Tom's really direct. Tom made an impression. Peter made an impression. Mike made an impression. So when somebody listens to this, their curiosity is going to be stoked, and they're going to come to, any event. So I'm reading Expert Secrets, and he says an attractive character, how to be an attractive character. So he said, if you get 1,000 people connected to you, which, Tom, I remember when you told me their realtor, if they had 500 people in their database, I think it was 500. If they had 500 people in their database that they went ahead and marketed to on a regular basis, they'd never have to make another cold call.
Correct.
I know you got to run, Tom. Anything else you have?
No, I'm sitting here trying to contemplate how I get this subconscious thing into Donna's head so I can always figure out what she's really thinking.
It's really cool, Tom. I can teach you that, but a wife, that's the hardest of all women. The next are the daughters, but I'm starting to crack the code on the both of those, and now I've got 3 granddaughters. And oh my gracious, their moms and their grandmothers get scared when I get with my 3 granddaughters in the living room together and play with them, because they're like, man, like it's crazy. So we'll talk about that in Leverage, because that's going to take the next generation. Thanks so much, Tom. Appreciate it.
You bet.
All right. Before we finish up, we've got another 7 minutes, I think, in this segment here. Mike, any other thoughts that you have?
I just had a couple thoughts. Just in listening to the conversation, and I know that you guys are doing this, and we've thrown the word leverage out a lot, okay? And leverage means different things to different people, and leverage can be used in different places. So, I always find that when a word is hung out there, I don't like to let the audience put their own filter on my word. I like to make sure that my filter is what they get. And so I was just thinking, when you're talking, what are we leveraging? What is it that we want to leverage? Or what is it we're trying to get done?
Does everybody have a thought to that? Like, Mike brings up a great question, right? Like a great question. And so does everyone have an answer to, have you all thought through this?
I'm using leverage for my mastermind seminar to build community and to leverage my brand expansion.
Nice. Anyone else?
Learning how to leverage my network.
Excellent.
Connections I already have.
Good. Anyone else?
I want to learn how to leverage every aspect of my life.
Wow. Excellent. Somebody else?
Learning to leverage my time that I give to others.
Nice. Anyone else?
I'm trying to learn to see leverage more quickly when it comes up.
Nice. Sorry, Mike, go ahead. This is why I love having Mike on. Because, I don't know, it's like magical. He draws out certain things. It's really cool. Sorry, go ahead, Mike.
So then what I heard of all the answers that people that responded is the way they're defining leverage is they're defining leverage about to expand opportunities, to make good. So that's what I heard everybody say, whether it was my network, whoever said my life stuff. I love that one, to leverage my life. I thought that was a wonderful answer. But it's about creating opportunities. It's about doing something. So, I mean, it's glad that everybody has a definition of leverage, because that defines where they want to go. So,
nice.
I like that.
So now I just got this idea, and I never know, like, if my ideas are like, I always think, that my ideas are the best ideas in the world and every idea is a brilliant idea, but I've come to realize that most of my ideas actually are really terrible. So I never know which ones are good and which ones are bad. But I just got this great idea. I'm like, oh, that's right. Now on the first page, we ought to have the dictionary definition of leverage. And then what we ought to do is after that say, what's your definition of leverage? Like, is that not the most brilliant idea in the world?
I don't know. But at least it gives some thought to leverage. And that's my, if I'm getting your workbook for the first time, I'm not sure that I can get leverage that quick. And, and I think your questions lead people that way, but, sometimes it's a disconnect with me. Sometimes, Mark, it's like, why am I doing this?
Right. Peter, your thoughts?
No, I agree. It's, beauty's in the eye of the beholder. I mean, so I think trying to narrow it down so it means something to each individual is a bit of a challenge. I mean, to me, it's just a component of achieving your goals, your purpose, your outcome. So that's very broad.
Right. All right, we got 3 minutes left in the Q&A, and then we're going to go to the bonus session. Mike and Peter, how much time do you both have?
I got time to stay for a little.
Peter?
We've got probably 15 minutes.
Okay. Anybody else have anything for the next 3 minutes here before we go into the bonus session? So Jill, you're the wizardess of the workbook. Did this help you, Jill?
Yes, it did.
Ski, you're one of Jill's, 2 art buddies. Did it help you, Ski?
Yeah, this was a good session. I thought that was some real insights into what we're trying to accomplish.
So do you think you can get Murray and Paul to go ahead and engage and do the workbook and do the first, 10 pages?
You were speaking to me?
Yes, they're your 2 art buddies.
Okay. That remains to be seen. I would hope so.
Okay.
I guess that depends on her motivation.
Okay. Does anybody see what I see and what Ski just shared? So there's something that Ski just shared it's how most of you all think too. And it's limiting you all. You're losing leverage. You're giving up leverage willingly. And so we're going to talk about that in the bonus session here. So if you're listening to the rebroadcast of this, you have any questions, connect with the individual who invited you to participate in today's session, or you can call toll-free 888-230-2300. That's 888-230-2300. Or if you're calling in outside the U.S., you can call the U.S.-based number at 630-393-9909. That's 630-393-9909. And always remember, we can accomplish so much more together than we ever could on our own. God bless. Have an amazing day. There'll be a 5-second pause, and then we'll dive into the bonus session. Here we go.